possible. I don't know if they will, but hopefully they will. Please do same picks and bans as last time. But it looks like Purple Team has already changed a little bit of having Braum, but everyone should pick the same champions. I cannot control whether they do or not, but make it known that if you rage quit, such as DVNO or Client Crash, it is very unlikely that you will be invited back into the game. I don't know if Yoshimitsu actually invited DVNO back in, or if he just simply found the game because he was already invited and was able to get back into it. But if you leave for whatever reason and you force me to go through the entire game like that, and then you leave, which reset everything, that is not cool. I have a time limit to do these things in, and that is the height of rudity, and I will not invite you to play these games again. I understand if your game crashed, but accept then you should not play the game. At least that you should not play the next game and allow somebody else to take your spot because you were not able to start the game, and we ran through an entire several minutes of picks and bans to then just restart. So it was bad manners to ban Lee Sin, but we don't have a whole lot of options here, so the Python will be picking up Orianna for that mid lane more than likely. Beautiful pick, very strong, has that option of using her shield on an ally as they leap into the enemy team, and then ulting them, pulling them all together to do massive damage. It looks like Purple Team is, well, at least Thunder Thighs is going to be picking up the same Twisted Fate as he had last game, so thank you to him for having the good manners of playing that same champion as was last picked. Hopefully the other team members will also play the same champions they picked last game, except Yoshimitsu did switch out. Unfortunately, the Python had to switch out because Lee Sin was banned. But it does look like we are just going to start a new game in this, because nope, Dragon's Rage just switched back to the Udyr and has locked it in. Considering that both the Python and Yoshimitsu have switched champions, I'm not going to require people to play the same champions as they did last time. It is not a requirement at all. Feel free to change your champions. It is just unfortunate. Hopefully eventually I can make it much easier control over the game, and with certain rules allow the game to play a lot better. Yeah, Jax would have crushed that Lee Sin without any problem, as Mr. Crip is back on that Jax in that top lane. But best of luck to everyone in the game. Mr. Crip did pick up the Jax. You lost not picking up a different character, Gragas, taking him in the jungle instead of the Alistar. Gragas is a very strong champion in the jungle, as his dash is able to move him around very quickly, and then he can come in with his ultimate and knock the enemy team towards his allies or away from him, depending on how the team fight goes down. Briar states that Lee Sin would have crushed Jax, but either way we won't be able to find out because somebody left. So keep that in mind. If you want to see how the game would go down, make sure that nobody leaves. No reason to rage quit. This is a custom game just for fun, even if it is shoutcasted. So understand that you do not have, there's no reason for you to rage quit. Ruse and Tennis Firebeard now going to let the timer lock them in, as Ruse does pick up that Blitzcrank in the bottom lane, and Tennis Firebeard is going to be grabbing Renekton for the top lane, going to be going up against Mr. Crip's Jack. So we'll see which one of those monsters in that top lane does better. DVNO is going to be picking up that Thresh, and I will not allow him to play in the game if, for whatever reason, even client crashing, he leaves, because you burn so much time when you do that. But we are hopefully about to get into the game. Once again, for those people that are watching, if you are in the middle of the game, if you are watching and it's going to lag you to also play at the same time, feel free to watch the game after the fact. You do not have to watch it right now. It will be available both on Twitch and YouTube, that you can find just by looking it up. I also share on my Facebook, so if you follow the Facebook That Shoutcast guy, you will be able to see when I post those games that everyone was in. So make sure that you do that if you're interested in staying updated, as well as find out when I do giveaways. So best of luck to everyone. Now that we have that 3-minute delay window as we are waiting for the game to get underway, I'm going to toss it out and take away the team names because we do not have those team names. I'm going to run through everyone and their champions real fast. The Python will be playing Orianna in the mid lane for Team Blue. Dragon Rage 2 Demoof taking Udyr in the jungle. Our Axuro, there we go, playing the Jinx ADC in that bottom lane with that heal, gonna be keeping her safe. Ruse taking that Blitzcrank in that bottom lane route. Blitzcrank was very powerful for any of you who was watching a couple games ago. I got dominated by a Blitzcrank who was very good. And Tannis Firebeard in the top lane as Renekton, gonna be going up against Purple Team with Yoshimitsu on the Kelton in the bottom lane ADC route. Thunder Thighs TF taking that mid lane. You lost as Gragas in the jungle, but very fun to watch. Mr. Crip on the Jax in that top lane with Teleport, going to be jumping around the map as well as leaping to the enemy or his allies. And then DVNO on the Thresh in that bottom lane support role. So things to keep an eye out for in this game as I kick my own camera. You lost on this Gragas. It was very critical to see how well Gragas does in the jungle, as Udyr is actually one of the strongest jungles in the game currently, as everyone knows with Trick2G's stream. As well as Ruse and DVNO, seeing which one of these champions can pull off better long-lasting hooks, and hopefully they can, one of them will come out in the win or make the game very even. Now, for who thinks will take the game. Everyone, no need to vote, Mr. Crip, but thank you for doing that. All you have to do is type into the chat whether you believe Team Blue or Team Purple will take it for the win, as well as if you're watching for a friend, shout out for that person's name because they love to see that they are actually being the ones that were played for or supported in the game. I'm gonna give it to Blue Team. I love You Lost and I love Mr. Crip's damage power coming out, but I think that Renekton Blitzcrank combination will just dominate. Axuro agrees with me. He is on Blue Team. Blue Team will crush, says Better Manly Sin. So best of luck to Blue Team. I have it out for you that I think that you're going to win. Feel free to prove me right. But Purple Team more than will enjoy proving me wrong as they attempt to take the win as well. Don't forget that on Sunday I'm doing a $10 Riot Point giveaway. $10 Riot Points giveaway on Sunday, 9 p.m. stream. Come join the fun. I will be doing a custom tournament, Shoutcast with everyone involved, as well as we'll be doing that $10 Riot Point giveaway. So don't forget to come and join in the fun Sunday, this coming Sunday at 9 p.m. Switch over to my loading screen. You can see that cool chat on the side. I should actually extend it a little bit since I've got some room. But oh, come now. There we go. Every now and then my league client will actually freak out and not allow me to spectate a game, but it looks like it's going to let me into this game, which is good because it is the last game of the night that I have the opportunity to shoutcast. So it is about to begin indeed, Redfield 6. So as everyone knows, and everyone who has come into my stream, I always throw a little bit of a shout out for everyone who has beautiful skins. And first and foremost is obviously that PAX Twisted Fate. Thunder Thighs, I've seen that PAX TF before. That is why he wanted to play TF, to show off that amazing Twisted Fate. But right next to him is the Santa Gragas. Can't go wrong when he's handing out gifts of alcohol, can he? Wonderful Santa Gragas skin on You Lost playing him. And then Mr. Crip taking the SKT T1 Jax in that top lane. Very, very cool skin. Don't get to see that Jax that often. As that skin is kind of a rare skin, and only a short time ago could you actually even get it. And then DVNO taking the Deep Terror Thresh, one of Thresh only available skins other than Championship Thresh. Best of luck to you with that Thresh. I love him myself. Don't have that skin, but that's okay. Riot Blitzcrank, I love the sound effects in game. He is a awesome champion and a great skin as well. TPA Orianna, which actually shows the two teams TPA versus SKT T1 Jax, which is that is fantastic right there. TPA versus SKT. I should put that in the name. Shoutcasting TPA versus SKT. That would get some viewers. And then, of course, Spirit Guard Udyr. When you have a skin, shows that you want to win and shows that you are more skilled than everyone who doesn't have a skin. I forgot to mention, though, Sheriff Kelton. Purple team coming in here with all 5 skins. That means that they are extremely strong and have a very high chance of winning it. Best of luck to blue team defending the line with a 5-skin team, purple team coming in here. And we are in game. I'm going to go ahead and place everyone in their correct positions. But before I do that, I'm going to switch over to my in-game mode with my beautiful new overlay. So we're going to put the ADCs down here with the supports in the bottom, followed by the mid laners Orianna and Gragas. Junglers next. Oh, Gragas, sorry, is in the jungle. TF in that mid lane. Gragas, Udyr, and then in that top lane, it's going to be Renekton versus that Jax. So I'm going to go over. We're going to see if we can get some new viewers in here by changing the name. Shoutcast. Sorry. Status. Shoutcasting TPA versus SKT game. It is kind of a lie, but I kind of want to see it happen anyway. So I'm going to come in here to team names as a little bit of damage on Gragas comes out as Jinx finds him over the wall. There's a nice blitzcrank pull on Lost, who actually burns his flash to get over the wall. More damage from Orianna as she auto attacks across the line. Well, that's going to be a little bit of a pain as he did have to teleport away from that. Versus Team TPA. And for the new viewers who may come in, it's not actually the 2 teams, but we do have the skins coming in, so that is why we changed the name. So, interesting things coming out here. First of all, in that top lane, it's going to be a Doran's Shield versus that cloth armor Jax. So we're going to see which of those tanky items is going to help their team out a little bit best. We can see everyone clicking back and forth real fast as they are wanting this game. They want to take it to the limit here. We've got both support starting off with the same basic items. They're going to have that Total Biscuit Rejuvenation, Stealth Ward, and the Ancient Coin starting off. So that's going to help them stay a little bit tanky in that bottom lane, but they are going to be laning against each other as well as that Doran's Blade and Health Pot ADCs. Orianna actually started off with a little bit extra gold, or maybe the fact that TF has 2 health pots and Orianna only has 1 and a mana potion. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Both junglers are going to be starting off with that machete. Does look like Gragas has started off with that lens, which is going to allow him to clear wards. Orianna doing a good job of getting some damage onto Thunder Thighs in that mid lane, keeping him down there at about half health. He did have to go ahead and push or use one of his potions. You see he did have an extra potion sitting in his inventory for usage. I wish that the game actually showed you when they had how many potions they have. But Canis Firebeard getting some nice damage onto Mr. Crip in that top lane, doing a good job of zoning him so far. 6-3 in that top lane as those two do go head to head. Junglers have now both actually I apologize. Udyr is finishing his blue camp as Gragas has already finished both camps. He was just grabbing base before heading what looks like towards the top lane. Udyr will be a little bit slower. Nice hook by Blitzcrank, almost landing on Deviant now on his Thresh. He's going to throw out his own hook of his own. Death Sentence onto Jinx, going to play both Jinx and Blitzcrank back. Jinx actually used the heal despite being exhausted. Caitlyn using a nice anti-caliber net to push herself back. But it is in that top lane, we actually did not get to see Jax taking that first blood as Thresh I think it was actually Blitzcrank flashed in to grab that, so we're going to back up here in just a moment and watch in that top lane that first blood go down. So it looks like up here, Renekton just got a little bit too happy underneath the tower. Jax got a lot of damage as Gragas coming in, just bumping him back enough to cause him to die, and Jax is going to pick up that first blood. Blitzcrank quickly following down here in that bottom lane. So, 1-to-1 kills, still 5 OK gold even. Both teams are going to have to do some heavy working to be able to make sure that their team gets in the advantage in that mid lane. Orianna is out of mana, but TF is out of health as he has now switched to a gold card, just going to stun a minion and try to get some CS here. He is 10 farm to Oriana's 18. Udyr doing a nice flash in to get the stun onto TF, who actually, Oriana flashing in to get the kill. Gragas coming in though, he's going to have a lot of damage with that red buff now has slowed Udyr. Will it be enough? He switched to Barrel to try to get some speed, dodging the Gragas barrel chest roll. Throws out the Q, but it's not enough. He's still dodging, gets a stun down onto Gragas. Oriana's here as well, but the teleport by Jax is going to put him close enough to get in and finish off Oriana. Amazing job by both teams. They are trying so hard. This is one of my honestly, this is like one of my favorite Shoutcast games so far. You guys are putting it all on the line. Great job. Gragas expressed I'm so bad, oh no. But great job by Udyr dodging him through that entire time. Fantastic job. 2-2 early start. We have 2 kills on both teams, and it's not even level 6 yet. Both teams still sitting very, very even. Blue team just a little bit ahead, about 100 gold, but that can change with one single heavy farmed lane. So in that top lane, 20 farm to 16. Renekton trying to farm quickly before Jax get back in the lane. However, he does have 2 kills, so he's going to be doing very well. Renekton has already given 1 death, only has a cloth armor, and is going to have to do a good job of staying alive in that top lane. A play from Thresh not going to be enough. He's actually getting nice damage down onto Blitzcrank as Gragas comes in here with his jolly happy self. Gets a nice knockback onto onto Blitzcrank. The knockup by Blitzcrank onto Gragas is going to stop him. Actually, all the skill shots missing between Thresh's Flay and the Blitzcrank hook is not going to land. The purple team may have to back off from that. Looks like Blitzcrank is going to be trying to get back in. However, in that top lane, these two continue to go head-to-head. Tannis getting a little bit of damage onto Jax. Lost still sitting down here. Does have the recall started, but that mini's going to stop it. Nice hook from Blitzcrank, almost grabbing him, but he is sapping mana at the moment. Nice hook from Blitzcrank from the sideline, though. He's going to pull Jinx close. Will that be a death? Gragas actually stealing it as he jumps in the flash from Blitzcrank. He has the speed. There's one Kelton auto attack. Will next. Not enough as he's able to walk his way from that. Woo! The little siren going away as he walked away from that. I apologize for the lag on the stream. It is just going to happen as I am running the stream hard. I have talked to my internet provider about upgrading, so don't worry. Eventually the stream will be super smooth. Thunder Thighs in that mid lane, still doing a good job of keeping up even with Oriana grabbing that kill in the mid lane. Oriana does have the advantage of having that chalice, but TF can get in and out as he does have those boots. He is very low health though, does not want to die with that Pax TF skin, so he's going to back off from that mid lane. Mr. Crip in that top lane down to about half health. Tannis Firebeard does have his ultimate, so he could try to dive. I think that would be a bad option though, as Mr. Crip is pretty low health, or is pretty high health, and does have his stun. Zavaran is back, says You Lost, who's coming in here and holding the mid lane for TF, who has backed Python, doing an excellent job of keeping high farm, 35 farm to 25 TF. In that bottom lane though, even can be Jinx is 36 farm to Caitlyn 32, and of course both supports having 0 farm because they're there just to help a friend out. Interesting choices by them starting off though. Looks like Thresh has a little bit less gold because Blitzcrank did get that kill, which means that Blitzcrank was able to finish off a sight ward, whereas Thresh is just going to have that pink ward that I think he already used next to that blue buff for purple team. We're going to have to actually jump over and see what can happen there. The camera should adjust any moment. There we go. So it does look like Udyr is trying to steal it, but Gragas actually doing a nice job of pushing in. It's going to grab blue buff. Even with the hook, though, Gragas is going to get pulled all the way back. Caitlyn now coming in, doing a lot of damage to Udyr. Will be enough. The Jinx ultimate just landing on Gragas, but not enough to finish him off, as she only has level 1 in that, as mid laners just continue to farm up against each other. I don't know why the camera has not switched back. I guess both members are just kind of dancing the line. I'm going to switch it myself back here as we see blue team and purple team making their way back towards that bottom lane. Gragas in the mid lane coming close. I'm going to see if I can just hand roll this here in the moment as Oriana gets some nice damage, and that ultimate's enough to finish TF off. Gragas saying, oh, I didn't want to participate in that. In the top lane, Mr. Crip still doing pretty roughly here as Tannis Firebeard, level 7 now, is doing an excellent job of keeping him from getting farmed. Though 41 farm says that Jax can still farm in that top lane, even if he's struggling to stay alive, sacrificing a little bit of health to continue to get that farm. Now 3 kills to 4. Blue team still doing an excellent job of holding themselves, even with an extra kill. We are dead even on gold. Purple team trying to make some of these fights happen in their favor. Gragas doing an excellent job so far in jungling, has finished off that Spirit Stone first, grabbing up one of those Kindle gens, which means his health and cooldowns are going to be very low and allow him to get all over the map as quickly as he needs. Is down in farm because he has been ganking so much. Nice slice and dice from Renekton is going to put him out of range of that jump by Jax. However, that ignite is on Jax, going to be taken down despite Jax's ultimate up. He's going to leap in though. Is it enough? The stun from Renekton is going to stop him, and the flash is out as he jumps away from that. Amazing job as he went in trying to finish off Jax up there before deciding he did not have enough and backing off from that. Great fight up there, but Jax did continue to take the edge as he is now going to push in on the tower, and Renekton has to walk his way up as he does not have a teleport option available for him. Udyr though being an excellent jungle, being ready for that and stopping that push up there. In that bottom lane, the farming continues very heavily. Jinx taking the lead a little bit with that rocket. 64 farm to 52. Caitlyn suffering just a little bit as she was waiting for Thresh, I think, to come back into lane. No, Thresh, I guess, has been there the whole time as he has not backed, still sitting on just that health crystal. The Python in the mid lane. Camera kind of jumping around here as we try to figure out where the lanes with the most action are happening. A nice cutlass finish by Jax in that top lane is going to allow him to do a lot of damage to Renekton. I think he might have used it in the last team fight, and that's why it's down a little bit. Nice snare from Jinx is going to stop Thresh from getting in and getting any hooks down. Excuse me. Mr. Crypt still doing nice damage up there with that trophy, just punching minions with it. Thresh down here doing an excellent job of continuing to keep those wards up. Nice death sentence on Blitzcrank. Throws down the ultimate a little too early, and that means that it is a little bit wasted as Thunderthighs is going to flash in, trying to get the last little bit of damage on Orianna, and he is going to be successful at it with the help of Gragas in that jump mode. We lost an excellent job of keeping Orianna slowed. But now Udyr has come to the bottom lane. He is there with a nice grab from Blitzcrank on Caitlyn. Even with the shield Thresh, she's not able to grab it. Too much CC as Udyr just turns and Bear Stance stuns her. Uloff's not coming into that top lane, going to be pushing Tannis Firebird. He has used the ultimate. At one slice, there's the other dice, as that first one did hit I think, the enemies, the other team members, and that allows him to walk away. And a nice Thresh hook that sentence on Jinx. Not going to do much to deter blue team from taking that dragon, as blue team takes the first dragon of the game. Tannis Firebird back in lane, not even worrying about the damage that the enemy team can do. 66 farm to dead even 66 farm on Jax. Nice shield from Orianna is going to keep Dragon's Rage healthy for a little bit longer as he tries to fight this Gragas in the mid lane. But now TF has joined the fight. Mr. Crib actually not landing that stun onto Tannis Firebird to continue to poke it out up here. In that mid lane, TF and Orianna continue to go back and forth. TF now 1 and 2 does have his blasting, also going to have a little bit of damage. Though Orianna has finished off that chalice and is going to be having lots of mana to do with as she pleases. That Spirit of the Ancient Golem being... Oh my lord, I didn't even... We're going to back that up and watch that again because I wasn't even paying attention in the mid lane. Oh, we got to speed up a little bit. Okay, so Thunder Thighs is getting a little bit confident. He has most of his health. He comes around here. Nice damage from Orianna, just knocking him down very low, down to about a quarter health. Uses a potion. Try to back off a little bit from that. Throws out another Q. Not going to land on too much of anything. Orianna, nice another dodge over, and that's going to be enough with the ultimate to just destroy him. Obviously maximizing that AoE damage on her ball. And that is going to finish off TF now 1 and 3 in the mid lane. Excellent job by the Python, who I think is a first-time player, maybe first-time watcher of the stream in that mid lane. He's a biscuit. You hear that? Nice hook by Blitzcrank is going to pull Caitlyn close as he just throws out that little robotic laugh. As just to show that he can, Deviano throwing a laugh himself back and forth between these two hooks in that bottom lane. The two hooking champions. It is going to be very interesting to see how they do in the late game, as we are now 5 and 5, still dead even on kills. Blue team a little bit advantage in gold, though this game might take a while to finish off. The Python in that mid lane doing an excellent job so far in this game. 3 and 2, but here comes Ulops looking for more damage. Gets one nice barrel, and there's the knockback onto her. A little more damage. He is not going to use his ultimate, despite it being available for that fight. Mr. Crip in that top lane, go ahead and use his Cutlass, has his ultimate as well to negate a lot of that damage from the Ignite that was on him. Gonna lean back in with that empowered Q. Renekton has the stun. Does he have the rest of the damage? Or the minions have turned on to Jax, but we can't see what's happening as Ulops in that bottom lane. He's gonna jump over the wall and dodge that Blitzcrank hook. Actually, I guess that top lane, they both stopped fighting each other. Jax is recalling. He does have that stun available. Leaps in, gets a nice stun down on a Renekton. He's gonna slice his way though to safety, as Jax is extremely low health. He knows that all he has to do is have one empowered Q on that bottom lane. DVNO getting a nice death sentence on the Blitzcrank to hold him back. He's used the ultimate. Grax is here with the rest of the damage. The Caitlyn, ace in the hole, might be enough to finish him off. There's that auto attack to finish it, as Jinx uses her mighty death rocket to get a little bit of damage onto Gragas. Will it be enough though, as Udyr now comes in. DVNO about third health. Gragas using his ultimate to bring Jinx closer in that mid lane. The Python actually finishing off Thunder Thighs once again. The death sentence from Thresh onto Udyr. There goes the shield. Gragas coming in, just going ham on Jinx. Acturo taking very low health. Ulops is low health as well, as Udyr's just back and forth trying to stop everyone from finishing off his ADC. Both team members might fully disengage from this. Jinx still alive, as all the members in that bottom lane are going to be chugging those health pots. Ulops sticking around. They can see him though. Blue team can with that ward in there. I think he even knows that, and that is why he's recalling. But here comes Blitzcrank. That's going to spell a lot of danger for Gragas. He might have to body slam his way out of there. There he goes. As in that top lane, the damage from Mr. Crib, as he now has finished a Sheen as well. Maybe a little bit too much for Renekton to deal with, as Renekton only has defensive items. He has health and armor to try to deal with this Jax in that top lane. Still 0-1, but here comes Jax with a nice stun. Empowered Q. There's that slice from Renekton though. And the dice is going to put him back underneath the tower. He was just there, just backed, and came all the way back. Dragon is now respawning 6-6. Both teams want this win so badly. Thunder Thighs in that mid lane struggling very hard. 1 and 4. Does have that Sheen, so it's going to be doing a bit of damage, but Orianna does way more, instantly taking half of his health out with 1 Q. The Python doing a good job of stopping him in that mid lane. Udyr continuing to farm well. 94 farm to Gragas' 49, but Gragas is very critical in his team fights. There's that stun from TF. It'll be enough, even with that Orianna ultimate. Did not actually finish going through, as they killed her before the animation finished, and therefore it did not pull either member underneath that tower, which is very unfortunate. Jax doing a good job of using back and forth abilities up there to finish off for Renekton once again. Now 0-2, as Purple Team this time is looking for the Dragon. 6-8. Purple team is a slight advantage, but as you can see up here in the gold, it is still 22k gold to 22k gold, so blue team still actually has the gold advantage, despite purple team's advantage in kills. And there goes TF once again being killed. Now 7-8 gold, pushing their lead to about 1,000 gold is there. Purple team going to try to counter that with taking a turret as well, evening it up pretty close. Now only 500 difference, but that tells you that even if your team is down in kills, you can still be up in gold, which is far more critical. Nice death sentence from Thresh. Going to be doing a good job of pulling Jinx close, throwing down the ultimate. It's just going to slow down Blitzcrank for a little bit. Kind of burned abilities in that bottom lane. Blitzcrank just kind of walking through the minion way of holding them there as he bounces back and forth, allowing Jinx to slow farm them, as he is now slightly tanky, having finished off that site ward quite a while ago. Nice damage from the Crypt going on to the Python, but she's going to burst him back. There's some auto attacks from her. As everyone knows, those auto attacks do stack up to a lot of damage. Throwing out another Q. Actually, I think, yeah, move ball is her Q, and then her W is the little AoE, which I should actually learn the names of those abilities, because Orianna is often played. Purple team in that bottom lane going to be suffering a little bit as Jinx comes in, doing a lot of damage to this tower, unless Thresh can keep her away. Blitzcrank is actually running back and forth through that ward. Purple team still has not taken Dragon, despite their advantages that they have, and they have a pink ward right there that Blitzcrank should be able to clear no problem. There's that pinging. Jinx actually finds that pink ward as Gragas is going to body slam over the wall. Jinx finishes off the ward, but now Gragas is going to use the ultimate to knock everyone away. We're going to slow down this fight. I'm actually going to back up a little bit and slow it down because I was not expecting a full team fight to occur, and we're going to have to watch that in slow motion. So, in this river, we set it up here as Jax is coming down here. Jax knows the blue team is going to want this dragon, as well as Renekton is working his way down here as well. So Jinx is going to finish off the pink ward, as Ulas is going to body slam over, trying to get out of it. There's also a little bit of damage to Jinx, but the pull from Blitzcrank has pulled him right into a team, as all 4 members of blue team is here. He's going to use his ultimate to knock away 3 members, as Jax come in here doing a massive amount of damage. Blitzcrank is going to be trying to knock up anyone he can, as the ult from Jax is down. Orianna ultimate on Jinx is going to actually pull Jax closer to Jinx, which is not what you want. Thunder Thighs is extremely low health, but the rocket from Jinx is going to go out and actually land on Thresh. Jax is still alive, but Jinx is going to go down. Gragas finishing her off. Here comes Kelton from the sidelines, going to be doing a good amount of damage as her auto attacks are in. Gragas does have the ignite and maybe finish off in just a moment. Throws it on a barrel to do a good bit of damage to Renekton as well as Udyr, but they are too tanky. The flash from Udyr is going to finish him off as he is air for that kill. So, good job from blue team pulling together that fight. Now it is 9-9 as they took 2 kills for their 1. Jax is going to have to defend this mid lane though. Thresh coming in here doing a little bit of damage, but Orianna's burst is way too much, actually bouncing back the shield to herself, throwing it to do a little bit of damage to Jax, as blue team is going to back off from this. But they are going to take the 2nd dragon of the game and just further their lead, even though they are even on kills. They are 3K gold, I'm sorry, in the lead. Divano backing there with a really cool animation. You ever see that where he's got the little gold chest? Mr. Crippen farming up those minions there, trying to get back into a position of power. They're actually evening up the farm, but Renekton is going to split it up a lot higher as he is in that top lane and going to be pushing it. Blue team doing a good job of actually finishing off both mid lane and bottom lane towers before backing off. Blue team very well in the lead now. Purple team is going to have to do some very quick maneuvers to be able to get back into this game. There's that TF ultimate. He may be looking at jumping on Renekton up here. There he goes. He's going to have the stun card available for Tannis Firebeard. He was a little bit early as Mr. Crypt was not there to follow up that stun, but it looks like Purple Team no reason to push this top lane as they don't even have a tower. It was actually Jax who took the first tower of the game in that top lane. Dragon Rage on that double buff Udyr. You're going to find the jungle for Purple Team. You lost. Gragas going to throw out a little bit of damage with that barrel in that bottom lane. Caitlyn's going to be doing a good amount of damage to this tower. She does have that finished Bloodthirster. Kind of a jungle fight here in the mid lane as damage goes down between the two. Gragas actually has way more damage than Udyr. He is underneath the tower. Is it enough? You lost, pulling in the lead there. An excellent ultimate is going to knock Udyr all the way into the tower. Well played, says Udyr. And that is going to finish him off. Now 10-9, Purple Team slowly making their way back into the game. They have a very interesting composition. Not great for team fights just yet, as their members need to get a little bit more tanky. There's a tanky ultimate from Jinx is going to hit TF, knock him down pretty low health. The ult from Orianna is going to go on to Jax. Oh my gosh, Blitzcrank coming out of nowhere, I think with a flash pull, and that's going to spell death for Jax. And Orianna going to pick up that kill on TF, as we've seen her damage is too much for him to deal with a lot. You lost being taken down to about half health here as Thresh throws out that hook, just going to stop Blitzcrank for a short bit from throwing those hooks, but it's going to be back at any moment as blue team now progresses to push down this tower for Purple Team. Blitzcrank throwing a hook over the wall, looking for Thresh, but not going to land. There's a little bit of damage. He actually throws the ultimate and flashes out of it, but it's not going to go down on anyone, I think. Blitzcrank might have been the only one that was slightly slowed as Purple Team just tries to defend their tower. Here comes a teleport from Jax, though. He's going to come in, but immediately slowed. I think it was slowed by that Jinx zap. But he's going to find Jinx nonetheless. The Caitlyn ultimate is out, going to knock Jinx down very low health. Jax wants to pursue, but not going to be able to. Thresh not quite getting that flay off to slow down the enemy. Dragon's Rage is going to find Gragas. He knows that Gragas has already beaten him once. There's that body slam from Gragas. However, Udyr is going to turn around as Blitzcrank pulls Jax towards his team. He is going to use his ultimate to try to defend from that ignite. Go ahead, TF. Yeah, grab that lantern. It's going to pull him to the side. A nice use of that Bork, Mr. Crip, onto Dragon's Rage. He does have that stun available. A little bit bouncing back and forth between purple team as Udyr was not available for Jax to leap onto. He is going to be taking a beating though as 3 members of purple team are here. A nice Gragas ultimate is going to toss him all the way back. He's trying to stay as healthy as he can. Purple team thought that they had him. Will it be enough though? Thresh throwing out that hook. Jax leaping in. And finally Mr. Crip gets that kill, chasing Udyr all over their own blue team jungle. But zap from Jinx going to come in to finish off TF from a distance. Gragas now being taken out by the Python, who just does too much damage for the enemy team to deal with. Orianna becoming a beast, now 6-3 with Zanya's being finished as TF is struggling 1-8. Another kill for Jinx as they find Thresh in the jungle. Reasons I'm building a Sightstone, says Gragas, as they cannot keep this vision on the enemy team, who is all over their own jungle. A lot of pings going back and forth. Looks like blue team wants to clear that pink ward away from purple team's side. They will find it in that jungle. They saw it there earlier when Gragas was, when Udyr was running around, but he wasn't able to clear it before being finished off. Purple team now continue to try to keep a little bit of a game going here. Jax actually decided to go all in on Udyr. He actually, I think, has red buff attacking him as well, but he has enough damage. Orianna is here as well. That is going to be a dead TF without any problem at all. And Orianna's going to grab a second kill on Jax, as they were not expecting Orianna just around the corner to do so much damage. She is now 8-3 with that Zanya's Chalice combination. She is going to be clearing anybody she wants as a minion. Way too much damage. Blue team still strongly in the lead. They're looking for more blood. As they progress down here, they know the dragon will be up eventually, but not quite yet. I guess they were waiting in that bush to see if there was a pink ward in there. It kind of takes it a couple seconds to show up when you walk into that bush initially. Dragon's Rage doing a nice job of farming. 139 farm to 71. 134 has his finished Feral Flare. Gragas just trying to go a little bit tanky as he has that Iceborne Gauntlet, so he's going to be slowing enemies' members. Sunfire Cape coming out, finished by Renekton. There might be a heavy fight here, though, for blue team as they try to get this tower. Thresh is around the corner. That's unfortunate, but a nice jump from Jax is going to put him in the line of fire. Orianna getting all of the damage. Now the shield from Thresh, plus shield, as we slow this down. Blitzcrank has been slowed by that. Thresh is going to burn his flash. The ultimate from Jinx, though. That rocket is going to finish off TF once again. The hook from Blitzcrank over the wall is going to stop Ruse on that Blitzcrank. Jinx just taking a massive amount of damage, but a beautiful ult from Orianna pulls 3 members of purple team in. Kelton nonetheless finishing off Jinx anyway. Now Thresh is trying to stop anything that he can from blue team, but Udyr is going to flash in to hit Kelton just after she flashes and grab that ace for blue team. Orianna just too much to deal with on blue team. Jax with that jaw open. Orianna doing a little bit of a dancing by as they push in. Now 21 kills to 13. Orianna doing an incredible job. 11-3, not only staying alive, but just so much damage. No surrender, please, indeed. It is a game, a custom game, a Shoutcast game. Never have you ever seen an LCS game in which they actually surrendered it. They played it to the end, so we're going to play it to the end. Python is going to be recalling just around the corner. Actually, no, she's looking for more damage. Almost hit his DVNO. She's going to have to back off a little bit from there. It is indeed Redfield. I agree with you. It is a quiet chat room tonight, but it happens, so I'm not too worried about it. Mr. Crip's like in-game, can't focus and play at the same time. That is another thing, is that a lot of these players are actually also the people that are watching, and so they just kind of have it in the background and are here, but can't chat because they're focused on the game. Mr. Crip trying to carry 4-3, doing a good job. Tennis Firebeard double dashing his way out of danger from that Thresh hook. Udyr actually solo dragon for blue team, which gave them the 3rd dragon of the game. Way too much damage hitting Kelton, and is just going to finish her off as Jinx, Orianna, and Udyr find her. Udyr gets that stun, and she is moved to out of existence. As blue team now progresses in, Udyr just way too scared, doesn't even have his Trinity Edge, or Trinity Force finished yet. Now Blitzcrank comes in, Thresh tries to throw down the ultimate to keep himself alive. The knockup from Blitzcrank is going to be enough to keep him there. He's going to throw out a hook and he's not going to find anybody. As blue team does have those super minions pushing in here in the mid lane. Purple team trying to do something they can to pause. They don't have a very good initiation. Jax will leap in, but the massive damage from Orianna is just too much for him to deal with right now. And he needs to be tanky enough to survive just long enough for purple team to actually then follow up. The snare by Jinx stopping Jax from finishing his teleport. Incredible. He goes ahead and uses his ultimate. Jinx actually getting a bit of damage. The nice hook from Thresh is going to actually cause her to die as Gragas comes in with a body slam. Renekton flashing over the wall away from 4 members of TF. Jax is recalling. The ignite from Renekton may finish him off as Gragas body slamming Caitlyn in the back line. Going to do enough damage to finish off Renekton, who was able with that ignite to finish off Jax, because he was unable to back from that. There's that slicing dice, gonna keep him alive maybe long enough to survive. There's a little bit of damage from Gragas that TF card's not gonna hit. And then he's gonna stun Gragas. He knows that it's probably death for him. It's actually DVNO who picks up that kill with the flying Piltover Peacemaker coming in from Caitlyn. Not enough to finish it off. Well played, Gragas. I guess it is game as a lot of the members are back in watching it. Girl buttons are mine, says Renekton. But we've got a little bit to go. We're going to watch the last epic fight here. Blue team coming in here, going to be looking for this Baron, as tanky Udyr is going to be able to finish off this Baron, I think, without any problem at all. TF does have his ultimate, but I don't think knows enough to see blue team up there. That is Dragon's Rage taking that Udyr and finishing off Baron in that top lane. Excellent job. Cheesy Dream was the Blitzcrank. You did good. Purple team trying to defend the mid lane as these super minions are continuing to push in. Looks like blue team will be clearing their jungle before heading down this mid lane. Santa Gragas throwing out a little bit of laugh there. Or maybe that was Jax. Not exactly sure, but we loved Santa Gragas. That is just such an excellent scan. It is Jax who's throwing out these laughs and taunts. He knows that it may be game 23-15, but he doesn't care. He's going to try to make this game happen in his favor nonetheless. Blitzcrank coming in here. The flash from TF may have saved him. It was kind of hard to tell as that Blitzcrank hook flew past. I think actually he would not have been hit as the hook landed behind TF and then he flashed. Another hook from Blitzcrank trying to land on him, but the auto attack from Jinx is going to be enough to do damage as we slow it down here. Candace Firebeard on the super tanky Renekton with that Spirit Visage, and that Sunfire Cape is going to come in here soaking a lot of damage. Caitlyn focuses. She's the wrong one to focus. You lost me in here doing a bit of damage to Ruse. Once again, it's not that back line Jinx or Orianna that you need. Blitzcrank and Renekton doing a good job of stopping the front line. The actual flash from Blitzcrank is going to get him that kill on Caitlyn. Thresh throwing down the lantern to try to protect his fellow people. It's not going to be enough. Orianna going ahead and using that Zanya's on herself is going to keep her alive. As Jack tries to get damage enough to finish her off, but Orianna just too powerful now. 14 and 3 as Thresh actually grabs the kill on the Jinx. I think pulled her underneath the tower. You lost doing an excellent amount of damage to the Blitzcrank, but not going to be quite enough. Thresh is actually going to grab that kill though as Orianna gets a beautiful quadra kill, finishing off the last member of the blue team. Renekton realizing, oh hey, I gotta grab this inhibitor before I can connect these towers. That is a full man ace. TF here will be up in just a moment though. The blue team doing an excellent job of finishing off the inhibitor. I still think the game is over though, as blue team, or as a lot of people were saying GG, but we still have a little bit of the game to go. It stopped at 31 minutes. We have 2 minutes more to finish it off. Hopefully purple team did not surrender, but they may have, as we've got another 2 minutes to finish off. Blue team may collect and then push down the mid lane to finish it off. Udyr in that top lane, not pushing it, instead going to be grabbing this red buff. Look at that damage. He's going to clear no problem with that Triforce. 2, 3, and 5. He doesn't do a whole lot for his team, but is unkillable, and that's what matters. Port next is Penta denied. Mr. Crypt coming in, going to be doing a bit of damage to Dragon, but he's going to turn on all of his abilities to finish off Mr. Crypt, and now turn and finish off Thunder Thighs as well, despite being stunned. Double kill in that top lane. Udyr way too scary. Rest of purple team's here though for the kill, flashes to avoid the Gragas ultimate. Thresh wants a piece of him though. He knows he's gonna bear stance before running away. Great job at that top lane, causing purple team to dance around a little bit too long. As Thresh now coming in here, but he's gonna throw down the ward and instantly get nuked as Oriana's there with the damage. Gonna finish him off. His ultimate's gonna slow blue team, but that is now 3 members of purple team that are down, as Gragas and Kelton try to back off from that. Nice build over Peacemaker from Kelton, gonna be doing a little bit of damage, and Gragas slowing them down with a pretty good barrel as well. Let's crank. Gragas is gonna dash off behind the minions and keep himself alive. His blue team is gonna progress onto this tower, letting the tower hit the minions instead of themselves. Now we have 4 members of blue team in the top lane as Renekton makes his way up here to join. Jack's doing a little bit of dancing in that mid lane. I guess it was the super minions that actually finished off one tower. Jack's being caught out by Blitzcrank, and that is going to spell death for another member of purple team as Jinx just tears through this inhibitor, and now blue team progresses on to the last tower. Blitzcrank throwing out one of those hooks just to see if he can land it on somebody, but not quite enough. Jinx actually ulted in completely the wrong direction. Tannis Fiery tanking the tower, doing a lot to allow his team to do so much damage in here. Tanking 1v4, he doesn't care. He is taking pretty low health though. Will it be enough to finish him off? We shall see, as Oriana and Udyr now come in to clean up purple team. Very low health. There's that knockup. Blitzcrank will go down to TF, but Udyr is going to finish off Gragas, and Oriana is going to come in cleaning it up to finish off the TF. And now instead he's going to be focusing on the Nexus and finish it as Udyr gets that kill on Thresh, finishing off the game. GG blue team, 35 to 18, 66,000 gold to 43,000 gold. Great job by blue team. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the full team together with everyone due to the fact that, or we did not get the same picks and bans because I really wanted to see Jace. But it is what it is, and that is the game. CPG Pajama Ninja dibs on the next game. No more casting tonight. Sorry. I should be casting one more time, I think maybe Thursday, depending on work, before casting on Sunday, when I will have that $10 Right Point giveaway card. But in the meantime, just to finish up here real fast, the losing team was purple team, and huge shout out though for the Gragas. You lost on the Gragas 6-5-11. Everywhere all at once, doing what junglers do best, made a lot of kills available for his team, helped out Twisted Fate in the mid lane, which is why he has 2 kills, helped out in the bottom lane with his ultimate, helped out in the top lane, giving Jack's first blood. So that is MVP, you lost Gragas. Amazing job on purple team. And then for blue team, it does have to go over to the Python on Oriana, playing it perfectly the whole game. 19-3-8. Fantastic job. Yes, you had some great flash hooks. They were amazing. I agree. But here's the thing to point out, despite being an amazing Blitzcrank, is 3-3-17. Oriana had 19 kills and 8 assists. That means that if you think about it, that is 27 out of the 35 kills she was a part of. 27 out of the 35. She was only not a part of 8 kills, which is crazy. Oriana was amazing, but all of you were amazing. Fantastic job. Thank you for playing. Thank you everyone else for watching. Don't forget that, are we at the 125 follower mark? I think we're at the 125 follower mark. If we hit the 125 follower